Hello, collective. Welcome back to TrueNorth Tarot and Guidance. If you are returning, I hope that you enjoy this special full moon in Gemini collective time-stamped read. If you are new here, I really hope that you'll consider staying. I am really working hard at producing more consistent content. So if this resonates, check out some other reads, see if this might be a good place for you to come and hang out. And if so, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting. So we are going to look at all signs today as we approach the full moon in Gemini, the last full moon of 2021. We're going to talk a little bit about what this full moon in Gemini means. I'm going to pull just some collective messages, and then I'm going to pull by sign two tarot cards, both from separate Rider-Waite decks, and then one healing releasing message for each sign. I'm not going to clarify. I'm going to just let you guys sit on the energy as you consider what those messages might mean for you in this very special last full moon of 2021 and in Gemini. So it's a kind of cool full moon. So again, check out this is not a typical read, so check out some of my other videos and readings. Some are timeless, some are set for specific times, but I am going to timestamp this one. So let's talk a minute about this full moon in Gemini. First of all, what do we know? Jupiter is at play, right? And so what is that Jupiter energy before we go into this Gemini energy? Jupiter is responsible for expansion, for luck, for higher learning. When we think about the tarot, right, what do we apply, or what do we associate with Jupiter? Well, we associate the Wheel of Fortune, first of all, right? So that's that luck, everything in motion, expansion. When the wheel comes in the reverse, in the upright, however you read or interpret your cards, we know that there's divine timing at play. We know that everything that happens in divine timing for us is meant to expand us, to grow us, right? We've got Temperance, which is a little bit of a Saggy area energy, right? Which is a little bit of the rebel of the Zodiac. So when we look at Temperance, it's looking at that balance, that moderation, which is really interesting because what is Gemini? It's duality, right? Both sides of the coin, that kind of two-faced energy, right? Light, dark. And so that Temperance comes in under Jupiter as well, and balances. And then if we look at some of those minor arcanas, right? We've got Two of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Nine of Cups, Four of Swords, Eight of Swords. Really pulling in, thinking of those energies. Two of Pentacles, balance, moderation, pros, cons, weighing things out, right? Six of Wands, achieving luck, victory, this is going to be important for somebody because I can't quite spit it out. Achievement. I don't know why that took so long to come to me. Nine of Cups, right? Sometimes that's indulgence. And so when we think about Jupiter, it's the things that make us really happy, the things that fulfill us. And where can we expand in that area? Four of Swords, balancing, resting, rejuvenating. So again, going in and out of these energies of big energy, come down to rest, work, play, right? Or work, play maybe for most of you. And then Eight of Swords is really being able to look at things that are unbalanced, that are keeping us stuck, okay? So when we're specifically looking at Gemini, and I wrote some notes for myself so I could make sure that I touch all the bases. So again, we've kind of already talked about that Gemini duality, right? This full moon is going to be let me back up. I want to assume that most of you, that you are familiar with full moon and new moon energies. For those of you that are new, I want you to just hear one very easy way to remember. The full moon, when it's full, this is how the way I've always kind of remembered it. It's there to absorb. Okay, it's at its fullest. It's gathered all of its energy for the month, and now it's full. And what happens, right? It's got to pop, just like a full balloon. At some point, we can't put any more air into it. It has to deplete. So when we're looking at full moon energy, we're really looking at releasing, right? Getting rid of, clearing, cleansing, asking for help and releasing the things, again, in that Eight of Swords energy that keeps us stuck. And then, of course, the new moon is a baby moon, right? It's got the whole month, the whole cycle, I should be saying, the whole cycle to bring stuff in and fill up that moon and to gather. So new moon is for bringing in, manifesting in what we desire, manifesting in what is good for our highest and greatest good. Full moons is for releasing, being grateful for the lessons, releasing the things that are no longer serving us for our highest and greatest good. So when we look at this full moon in Gemini, we're really looking at balance, two sides of the coin, light and dark. So it's really a time to evaluate, especially because this is the last one of the year. Really evaluate the lessons that you learned this year. And then making resolve, right? To apply them in a different way in the new year. So it's, I learned that self-care was important. I release my need to people please so that I can continue to focus on self. Right? I learned that I can't control the other people in my relationships. So I release that control so that I can make room to bring in being in the flow and just being as giving and as equally receiving as I can be in that relationship. So evaluating and then looking forward to how can we apply that. Where do you need to recognize your balance? Where are you in balance? And then again, asking for that help, meditating on those energies and figuring out what specific thing is keeping you out of balance. Am I working more than I'm playing? Am I eating more sugar than whole foods? Am I wasting time versus being productive, right? Am I giving more than I'm receiving? So recognize what do I need to release in order to balance me out? And then as you go back to that kind of idea of lessons, what's been completed for me? What do I know? And this is a very personal and intimate, internal soul level type feeling. Where do I know that I've completed? Where have I ascended? So that I can be grateful. I can honor that. I can thank the moon. I can thank Jupiter. I can thank all of the planetary lessons throughout the year. I'd really pay attention to where you're at in Saturn, right? Where Saturn sits for you, because he's our lesson daddy. But I digress. It's okay. It's honoring. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the completion. Humbling me, right? Balancing logic and intuition. This is going to be a big one for this moon in Gemini. It's that spirituality versus practicality. Am I too much in my head versus in my soul? Am I too much in my soul where I'm now delusional and illusional and I'm ignoring the practical pieces? Where do I still need to learn? What do I already know? Okay, so those are really great concepts to meditate, journal, manifest on. I think that where am I getting caught up in the mundane day to day? And then where is my adventurous spirit? Am I ignoring my day to day? Again, practicality and adventure. Am I ignoring my mundane and just going kind of balls to the wall in that Sagittarius? And we're still in Sagittarius right now, in their sun, right? So that's an influence, right? Am I rebelling and I just want to adventure, but I'm ignoring all these, or vice versa? Okay. Remember that Jupiter, because of the Jupiter placement, it's going to expand this energy in this full moon Gemini. Another thing is really pay attention to if you did new moon manifestations back in the new moon in Gemini in June. Take a look back at those manifestations. Take a look back at where you were and what your focus was on back in June in that new moon. Be grateful for what has transcended. Make sure that you make note of the things that did manifest for you. And if something didn't manifest, try to look at what you were trying to manifest and look at where some of those, whatever you come up with as needing to be released in this full moon. See if you can't make a direct connection. Right? If I was trying to manifest, just an example, back in the new moon in Gemini, if I was trying to manifest a healthier body, but I still have a lesson around an addiction to sugar, perhaps, right? That has blocked me. I'm going to release that need for sugar. I'm going to release that really figuring out why am I not balanced out there. So I don't know if that helps everybody. So let's talk about full moon rituals. Again, I'm going to assume that most of you have kind of a set ritual for yourself, but if you are new to kind of playing with this energy, just some very basic full moon good activities, if you will. I'm a big believer in fasting around the full moon. Because again, we are trying to clear, we're trying to cleanse. You fast as your body tells you. That can be a full 24 hours to include the fullness of the moon, right? Which is actually, sorry, the full moon is on December 18th this year. I probably should have said that. You'll need to look up for your time zone. But definitely make sure that your fasting time includes when the energy is at its fullest, and whether you do 12 hours or 24 on either side of that, that's going to be up to you. But fasting is a really great way to just really get clean. And during that fasting period, absolutely make sure you're hydrating. Herbal teas, and again, if you can find an herbal tea that fits with what it is that you're trying to release, that's just going to amplify that energy. Okay. Moon water, 100%. Something as simple as putting out a mason jar in the full moon. I charge my crystals in the full moon, and then I put my moon water collection jar kind of right there in the crystal spread, if you will, and I set those out for 3 nights. So I will start that for tonight. I'll put it out. I'll keep it there tomorrow night, and I'll keep it there on Saturday evening as well, and pull those things in on Sunday. And then what do I do with that moon water? First, I drink half of it on that Sunday morning, and then I include it in either my bath or my shower. Speaking of bathing, full moons are a beautiful time for cleansing baths. And again, look into your own essential oils, look into your own salts, find something that really speaks to you. I try to bathe with the essential oils that are speaking to me, and then I always place white candles. White is very important in the full moon because again, what are we trying to feel and bring in is that cleansing renewal energy. Release so that when that new moon comes in, we can bring in, right? Saging, clearing, 100% all the time. Very good. Meditating, obviously. Something I've recently started is writing down after I've kind of done my journal and my burning. So I journal out. I keep that journal to reflect on. I journal out about this last cycle and what this full moon means to me and the things that I'm releasing and what's been completed, all that good stuff. And then I make a list of what I want to release. I burn that, think it, and meditate around that, okay? What I've also started doing is going ahead and forecasting into what I might want to think about bringing in the new moon. I don't do anything with that. I very much stream of conscious, write that out, and then I hide it in my home. I put it in a very sacred space, and I don't pull it out again until that new moon. And then we'll talk about that at this next new moon, okay? Energy dancing for some of you. I'm a very strong Kundalini meditator. And so making sure that I deepen my meditation practice at that time over that 3-day period. And then something that I'm always very aware of is just the moon in the sky. Right? The full moon has powerful energy. It can make us feel off balance. It can make us feel off kilter. So I'm really aware of my emotions during that full moon period. And when I have emotions that are uncomfortable, I name them. And then I just kind of tell the moon, I know it sounds crazy. I talk out loud to the moon. If I can physically see it, I try to get it in my eyesight, even during the daytime, right? If you're lucky enough to be in part of the world that happens for you. But I just say, I see you, moon. I feel you. And I'm grateful for your presence. And it's really just this acknowledgement that whatever emotions are stirring up inside of me, I'm not trying to avoid them. I give them up to the moon. I give them up. I just appreciate them for what they're trying to teach me. I make note of it, and maybe I ponder and meditate on that later. I think that is really it. Finding your own mantras is going to be important. I release, I am grateful for, I honor. Cord cutting, you can find a lot of information. I do my own cord cutting when I need it, and that is a highly personal experience and method for me. So I'd really encourage you to find your own. That is it. So I hope that this information was helpful. Again, I've gone a little bit long, but you are welcome to skip ahead if this is not new information for you. If you're not interested, hopefully you've already skipped, and we are going to go right into collective energies, and then again I will break out all 12 zodiacs. All right, so Holy Spirit, Divine Universe, ancestors, guardian angel, guides of light, let's pull in the collective December 21 full moon in Gemini energy. Let's just give our collective some good message here. Let the viewer feel this energy for themselves and apply it in their life as they need. All right, this is the Unknown Tarot. And then we're going to pull from the Sacred Rebels, all right? Collective energies, I'm not going to take these in the reverse. Collective energies, please. Collective, what does the collective need to know in this full moon in Gemini? What is here for this full moon in Gemini? Let's pull this down. Seven of Cups, Nine of Wands, Seven of Swords, Knight of Wands. This is really kind of gorgeous here, right? So you're going to apply this, and I don't want to get too into detail because full moons are just incredibly personal. As a collective, here's really what I'm feeling. Is again, as we look at this as completions, right, as the ends and releasing and letting go, it's really taking a look at, this is what's standing out for me. Where do we get stuck in our heads? Where are we denying and avoiding things that continue to hurt us and haunt us? How do we block our own options and build our own confusion? Because if we only were to just listen to our soul and get very authentic and clear with ourselves, we would have a clear, direct path to follow the things that make us feel inspired and make us feel passionate and warm and fiery, right? Feeling a lot of that Sagittarius energy right now. Let's take a look at Sacred Rebel. Actually, let me just kind of let you sit with this energy. Feel free to interpret this. Feel free to look up the meanings for yourself if you're newer to tarot. This is wanting, right? He's off in the distance. There's some stoicism here. This very much feels like internal Seven of Swords. Sorry. All right. And let's get a healing message for the collective for this full moon in Gemini. Let's get a healing message for the collective, please. Collective healing message for this full moon in Gemini in 2021. Thank you. Heaven Sent, and what a beautiful master number and beautiful card. That's a 33. Highly, highly spiritual number. Mind, body, spirit. Okay. Feel free to look up your threes and interpret those for you. And threes are also Holy Trinity. And let's see what this says. Just as we receive gifts in the physical world through the thoughtfulness of others to acknowledge how much we mean to them, so too we receive gifts on other levels, including our spiritual. A spiritual gift is something that happens through grace. We ask for help, and it may be given in response to that requests. A spiritual gift can also be given without us asking for anything at all. Sometimes it is our hearts that cry out for help while we are busy getting on with our to-do lists. There's a loving benevolence in life that knows exactly what we need And this force actively seeks to assist us in walking our life path. Your spiritual gift may be symbolic. It may be something that seems ordinary but holds a lot of meaning to you. I'm being called to say that also crystals aren't the only thing that can be charged in the moonlight. If you have something of sentimental value, if you have something that that represents something that you need to release, you can also charge that before getting rid of it. You can charge something to bring that full moon energy as protection as well. I don't know why I felt like I needed to say that to somebody. You will be empowered to accomplish tasks that you may have nearly but not quite been able to manage on your own. These spiritual gifts may not be recognizable to you. This oracle also brings you the message, let yourself be helped. Assistance is coming your way. You are to trust in the things that you feel and say to others, even if you might not understand. Don't block yourself. Let life happen through you. If you have drawn any other card, we have not. Here's a healing mantra. Through unconditional love, I now accept the spiritual gifts that are bestowed upon me with complete trust and gratitude, and so be it. All right, my collective, I hope that that was helpful and meaningful, and I hope that you are able to meditate and ponder on those energies. Let's get into the signs. We are going to do a quick, these have been pre-shuffled. We're going to do a quick energy ceiling shuffle for each of them, and then we're just going to pull straight off the top, starting with Aries. What I'm asking for specifically when I was pre-shuffling is for you to be able to receive guidance in specifically what you need to ponder, what you need to release, and what your focus needs to be in this full moon cycle. These are just variated Rider-Waite decks. And then this is the Isis Oracle. I very rarely use this, and so I thought it could be fun to pull this out. And then I'm going to use the Species by the Thousands as a jumper clarifying deck. Very difficult deck to shuffle, but it's very fun. All right, and here we go. Holy Spirit, Divine Universe. Let's start with Aries, full moon. Let's get these in camera. For the Gemini, full moon, Aries, what does Aries need to focus on? There's a rebuilding here. Letting go of the things, letting go of, there was some tower moments for you. What's stopping you in rebuilding? And I think it has to do with your belief system. We've got the Tower in reverse, the Hierophant, and the Miracle Vices, which we'll read in a moment. What else is here that Aries needs to know in this full moon? Thank you. Stability. Consider why the tower has fallen, and as you rebuild, consider what it is that you need to let go of, and or as you future forward forecast, think about what it is that you need to bring in order to rebuild whatever this tower has been for you. That could be around a long-term commitment, but it also could just simply be within your belief system, within your moral value, within your moral code, within your ideology. With other institutions' beliefs, right? Consider what needs to be released in order to bring in more stability for you. And your crystal is agate. Your message, Miracle Vices. Isis offers a miracle healing. Definitely some healing here. No matter how much you have struggled with the particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle being part of it, you are now guided to accept the possibility of miraculous healing. Let go and let the goddess be. All right, moving on to Taurus. All right, we've got Seven of Swords in reverse, Strength in reverse. The oracles are in the reverse. What else is here for Taurus around this full moon, please? Thank you. Transformation. Releasing where you doubt. Releasing the lies that we tell ourselves. Perhaps getting a very, very, very close look at yourself and what blocks you from your confidence, what blocks you from moving forward, what blocks you from believing in yourself. What lies do you tell yourself or to other people around your own healing, around your own growth, around how you feel? Have you lost hope in a situation? Have you lost strength to make something right, but you're staying? Are you staying in something that is no longer good for you and you don't have the courage to leave? For you, for this new moon, you must be willing to look deep, deep inward at the lies that you tell yourself and how that is preventing your own confidence and your own courage. You have Malachite for transformation. 2022 will be a year of transformation. Enter the chamber of healing. There it is. A spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectations. Oh my gosh. Preconceived notion and unadulterated honesty. And allow the healing energy to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear as it should be. You are starting to see the truth. What do you need to bring in? What do you need to release in order to accept and honor and embrace that truth to help get this turned around? Okay. Hope that was helpful, my loves. All right. Moving on to Gemini. It's your moon. Very Jupiter energy, right? But it is in the reverse. What else does Gemini need to know? Okay. Acceptance. I want to read this really quickly. Serpent of fire, do not assess your current ability based on past standards as they no longer apply to you. You are stronger and more powerful now than you have been before. You need to learn afresh what you are capable of, and Isis helps you now. You are done juggling the issues, the situations, the belief systems, the thoughts, the habits of the past. You don't want to juggle this anymore because you are recognizing where those are not quite bringing in the happiness that you need and or delaying your own happiness. Another way to look at some of this is where you start focusing, right, is your acceptance of letting go of the struggle. Accepting that the past was there to serve you. Recognizing that the past has had you out of balance. You can release that to bring in your joy. All right, moving on to Cancer. Excuse me. I like it, Cancer. All right, we've got the Sun and we've got the Three of Pentacles building. So there's something that you want to build, a partnership, a collaboration perhaps, that's bringing you a lot of joy. So when you focus your full moon, what is blocking you, what needs to be released before you bring that in. And then you have Black Tourmaline, you are being protected. The Three of Pentacles for me is often about spiritual protection as well, about your spiritual team. Excuse me. But there is something coming in. So really ponder on what makes you happy. What are the collaborations that are fruitful for you? Which ones do not fulfill you? And know that if you need to cut things out of your life, if you move through towards this beautiful, happy, joyful collaboration, partnership building foundation, you are protected. And your message is Lady of the Stars. Sirius is a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom. She brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and a high capacity for service. This Three of Pentacles is also a card of service. It's very Virgo. It's a very Virgo card for me. She asks you to pay attention now because something significant is taking place at a spiritual level for you at this time. If some of you are struggling with, I don't know why I'm getting this, so this may resonate. If some of you Cancers are struggling with accessing your intuition or tapping into your divine protection, your divine team, if you will, there may be some work to do around that because the gifts are coming. And so you may need to look at the things that could be in your way of really connecting that crown and third eye chakra. All right, moving on to Leo. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Divine Sisterhood. I was about to pull that from the top. What else is here for Leo for this full moon in Gemini, please? Leo, full moon in Gemini. Leo, full moon in Gemini. Thank you. Support. I just heard you can't do it all alone. So if you're... I feel like some of you are frozen because you feel like no matter what you do, nothing's moving forward. For some of you, karma, you may feel like there's some karma coming out because of impulsive or not so kind decisions, either from you or from another person. I think a lot of you are not talking to anybody about that. I think a lot of you feel like you are alone in this. You're maybe trying to do it all on your own, in that beautiful, stubborn, hard-headed Leo energy. So look at where your blockages are, what needs to be released For some of you Leos, you're feeling very picked on by the universe. Take a look at that during this full moon. That was somebody's message. Your message is Divine Sisterhood, letting the Divine Feminine, whether you are male or female, nourish you now into, you aren't alone. If your mindset is that you are alone, open your eyes, figure out around this full moon why that is so, why you feel that way, or release things that aren't good for you, friendships, because this talks about relationships, collaborations, community, and friendships. There are many souls with whom you have spiritual contracts and whom you can help too. There's a feeling of growing together, but you have to be accepting of help and support. All right, moving on to Virgo. Eight of Cups. Beautiful. That's gorgeous full moon energy. High Priestess in the reverse. I don't feel like that you're missing intuition. I think this is everything coming to light. Ancient Power and Mysteries. What else is here for Virgo during the full moon, please? You got two, and I'm going to take open-mindedness and excitedness. That's not a word. Excitement. Sorry. You got Ruby and Moldavite. You've seen the light and you're walking away. I think in this full moon, you just need to strengthen your resolve to release whatever it is. You have been guided. You have listened to your intuition. You have answered the call. There's some resistance there. Ask the moon, ask your team to help you let go of what it is that you might still be holding on to. This oracle guides you to honor the power of your voice, either through sung, spoken words, what you write, what you speak about, or just who you are symbolically and the messages you're receiving. You have potentially a very powerful healing voice within you, and you are guided to recognize the responsibility that you have for what you proclaim. You have a story, and this full moon is bringing a lot of power to help you change that story. Be open-minded, and if you feel excited about it, it's that duality balance, right? I feel sad but also excited. That's okay. Maybe you need to release something around there. Maybe there's some guilt about being excited about leaving things behind. I don't know. That might be for some of you. All right, let's take a look at Libra. Page of Cups in the reverse. 7 of Pentacles. I like it. This is evaluation and assessment for sure. This is taking stock and inventory, balancing out your imagination. This is, I wonder, I'm not super, you guys will know, and if you are into astrology, you may know if this full moon is significant for Libras, but this feels very, very much in that full moon in Gemini, taking stock of balancing out your ideal with the mundane, your imagination with the practical, right? The message, Chariot of Ascension. And then what else is here for Libra, please, in this full moon? What's their focus? Freedom. This is just really honoring where you invest your time, taking inventory. With this Page of Cups in the reverse, right, there may have been some disappointments in love where things weren't as they appeared, right? Cup of love, sorry, just kidding, it's a fish kind of energy, right? But you're taking the freedom to decide. You need to focus on where your restrictions are. I mean, that's kind of full moon focus anyway, right? This is stock and inventory. This is stock and inventory and assessment, so that you can earn freedom from maybe some of the ideals or patternings in relationship, how you trust others. For some of you, you're reassessing, listening to your instinct about other people. A spiritual practice has come or is soon coming. Take your time to develop and practice your chosen spiritual discipline. This will help you grow in power and grace, anchoring the spiritual light within the body of your soul. This is very much a card of assessing practice, assessing habits, assessing how you spend your time. This is very flippant, frivolous energy. So maybe it's again, taking stock of how frivolous are you and has that served you. Balance out your freedom with what also needs to happen, your self-discipline. This is a card of self-discipline as well. All right, moving on to Scorpio. Wow, Scorps. Way to show up in the reverse. Beautiful. Holy shit. Way to show up, Scorp. Wow. You are strong in your own read, and I love it. Soul retrieval. Soul retrieval. This is also a powerful one. This is going to be a powerful moon for you, Scorps. What else is here? What should their focus or release point be? Talk to me about Scorpio in this full moon, please. Thank you. Quartz, focus. I'm going to read this and then I'll tell you what I'm feeling there. Healing Goddess now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power. So be willing to go through the healing process, knowing that any emotional clearing taking place is leading you to wholeness. You guys, I got chills for you. I'm a Scorpio rising. Maybe I'm a little biased, but there is absolutely a reclaim, a rebirth of the parts of you that make you whole. You are claiming that back and you are focused on self. Quartz is such a beautiful cleansing stone. I don't see this as refusal to change. This is integration. This is getting back the pieces of you that you lost for whatever reason and integrating it into this emotionally mature, nurturing, very psychic and intuitive, loving, kind, compassionate, self-focused, beautiful Queen of Cups. I love it, Scorps. All right, Saggies, what's up? You're in your sign. Happy birthday, Sagittarius, by the way, and happy upcoming for the Cappies. We've got the 5 of Cups in the reverse, 4 of Cups in the reverse. Also really beautiful energy. What else is here for Sagittarius during this full moon? Taking them both. Chrysocolla, spontaneity, and Shiva Lingam, compatibility. Ooh, yeah. I think for a lot of you, you are learning and you need to use this full moon energy, learning how to get out of the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups energy, right? Stop focusing on where my disappointments are and focus on what's ahead of me. I want to infuse fun back into my life. I want to infuse light, but more than anything, I want something that feels good and aligns with me. I'm not getting myself stuck in this place of falling in love with potential, getting caught up in other people's potentials, and then ultimately being disappointed. I'm going to know what I know when my heart sings and my soul jumps, and I want to bring in only people that are aligned and a match with me energetically. That might not be for all of you, but I feel really firm in that. And so that's for one or two of you. And here is your message. Pillar of light burning bright. Earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light. Transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis descend. Your best blessing and peace without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection. That really just feels like confirmation for me. Yep, I feel like you just want alignment with other people, but you're pulling yourself out in order to do that. All right, moving on. Capricorn, again, happy early birthday. We've got the Emperor in the reverse, letting go control. Holy Nikes. Do you see this? Letting go of controlling what other people do so that you can focus on your damn self and really align into your highest potential. You'll bring this in whatever form that it's supposed to come in, whatever area of your life, but you've got to release the control and release the idea that someone or something or a situation, there maybe was a time that you thought it was this. It is actually this. Beautiful. What else is here for Capricorn, please? What else is here for Capricorn for this full moon? Thanks. Oh, wow. No. Not taking them all. Terminated quartz. Simplification. When you stop focusing on other people and focus on yourself, when you focus on the things that are within your control, everything becomes clear, easy, and simple. Leadership. I'm getting very twin flame energy from this. Not just because of that, but because of this leadership. You're going to teach people how to treat you. You've got beautiful boundaries in a loving way. You are balancing loving yourself with loving other people. Through your actions and your growth and your divine embracement, that's not a word, embracing your divine truth and your highest self, you are going to lead people to do the same. Focus your energy about releasing that control and gaining that inner acceptance. Be proud of yourself. It's okay. I just heard. The dark goddess calls you into her inner chamber where she holds a test and a gift. Oh my God. The test is your willingness to meet and release fears within you that are holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, simplicity, opportunity, and prosperity in all its forms. Will you accept the call? Your time for deeper initiation is here. You're releasing control. This is complete surrender so that you can transform. That's beautiful, Caps. All right, Aquarius. Nice. Ace of Pentacles, gift from the universe. You've got the Emperor in the reverse as well. Releasing expectations and control over what you think the opportunity that you're looking for actually is. Accepting things as they are. Being grateful. What's here for Pisces? Oh, sorry. Did I say Pisces earlier? What's here for Aquarius? What's here for Aquarius? And the full moon. Full moon in Gemini for Aquarius. Thanks. Rhodochrosite, compassion. Key of life. The Ankh pretends new life being born through you now. This new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Do not give up on your creative destiny. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction and you have the spiritual support from the unseen worlds. Let it happen. Yeah. gifts are coming in. You've got to be open enough and release enough of your control, expectations, anger, self-indulgence, excuse me. Self-indulgence. I'm going to pause it, guys. I can't promise they won't bark again. We've got construction out there, and I should have told you that in the beginning. I lost my train of thought. Have compassion with yourself, but I'm really feeling have compassion with other people. For whatever reason, I'm feeling like you guys have to release some really big anger for somebody in the past. I don't know why I'm being compelled to say this. Try to see others as have done the best they could with the skills that they have. Your new opportunities are coming in, but don't get caught up in being so angry you can't see them. That's going to be very specific. All right, and finally, my little Pisces. What do we got? Beautiful. 5 of Swords. This is the ultimate full moon energy too, releasing the ways that I self-sabotage myself. I don't want to fight just to fight anymore. Nobody's going to win. I'm removing myself from this drama because there's no way to get through to you. I don't want to play mind games anymore because it's blocking my abundance, because this is no longer where I belong. This situation here is not what the universe wants for me. Beautiful, Pisces. I have Horus. What else is here for Pisces for this full moon in Gemini? Adaptability. Adapt and carry on, I just heard. Adapt and carry on. There's been a recognition, and I feel like you just need to tie up loose ends to get yourself out of here. The Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing. The support and protection you need is around you so that you may grow your abilities and serve others. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. If you're being guided to walk away from habits, people, situations, drama, because it no longer feels right for you. I'm hearing outgrown. If you are feeling like you have outgrown something, really focus and meditate on what that something is this full moon, because you are right. And you are adapting. All right, my friends. Please have grace with me. Sorry. All right, my friends, I hope that this was helpful. I will be doing another collective new moon read about all the cool things that we want to bring in. And I am still putting out your 2022 look-aheads. Make sure you are checking those. I always recommend saving those so you can look at those throughout the year. Personal reads are available. Those never stopped, even during my inconsistent posting here. All that information's in my About section. I'll put it down in the below section, in the description box below as well. Enjoy this new moon, full moon, happy releasing, happy end of the year. If I don't see you, happy holidays if you celebrate the holiday season coming up, and I'll look forward to seeing you in 2022. Namaste.